Guys, if we talk about banks and financial institutions, it's impossible not to talk about the money itself. Money has undergone a long evolution. Before money was invented, around 3000 BC, humans relied on barter, exchanging goods or services directly. Then, in early civilizations like Mesopotamia, Egypt, and China, people began using commodity money, valuable items like gold, silver, salt, or animal skins as a medium of exchange. It wasn't until around 600 BC that the Lydians, now part of Turkey, minted the first gold and silver coins. This system then developed in Greece, Rome, and subsequent civilizations. Later, because carrying gold or silver wasn't practical, banks in the 17th century began issuing paper money backed by the amount of gold they held in reserve. But US President Richard Nixon ended the gold standard system and replaced it with the fiat system in 1971, which is still in use today. So aren't you guys just a little bit curious about the history of money in Nusantara? What was the timeline of its changes? And how did money circulate through the history from Nusantara to now the Republic of Indonesia? Aren't you guys just a little bit curious? I'm super curious. So let's just get in, let's just find out more. Come on. So the long history of money in Nusantara started in the classical period. During the classical era, the first financial system was barter. Ma coins from the Jenggala Kingdom emerged as the first metal currency, one of the first metal currency in Nusantara. Here are the Ma coins if you want to see. Ma coins. Ma coins. Interesting. At the same time, local silver and gold coins also developed, used by various kingdoms for transaction. Then, international trade with Chinese merchants brought in Chinese coins, or pichis, which were holed in the center and often strung on a stick or a rope. Because their value was so low, made from a mix of copper and tin, the term pichis or pichisan became associated with something cheap or something of little value. Even in early 20th century literature, the term Roman Pichisan, Pichis novels, was used to refer to low-quality novels, usually with melodramatic love stories, cliché plots, and simple languages. So at what age did you find out Pichisan originated from this small currency of the past? Moving on to the Majapahit era, gobok coins were in use, metal coins with religious symbols and royal symbols engraved on them. And as Islam spread, Islamic kingdoms began issuing their own gold coins, like from Samudra Pasai Sultanate and from the Mak Sultanate. These gold coins were commonly used in trade transactions, especially for spices with foreign merchants from Arabia, India, and Europe. So, the second period is the arrival of Europeans and the colonial era. During this time, the financial system in the archipelago went through major changes. Before that, we used local coins and Chinese pichis. But after the arrival of the Spanish coin, the real, a silver coin, became the dominant medium of exchange in international trade. The real here. Next, when the VOC ruled the archipelago, they issued their own currency, including duit, which is the origins of the word duit, or money, in Indonesian. After the VOC's collapse, the Dutch East Indies government issued the guilder as the official currency. So in 1811 until 1813, when the British occupied Java under Thomas Stamford Raffles, they introduced the Java rupee or Ropi Jawa as a temporary currency. After the Dutch regained power, the Dutch guilder became the official currency until the Japanese occupation in 1942. During the Japanese occupation of Indonesia, they issued Japanese currency from 1942 until 1945, which caused inflation due to being printed in large quantities without a stable economic banking. So after Indonesia proclaimed its independence on August 17, 1945, our government issued ORI, Uang Republik Indonesia, as our first official currency. Ori was introduced to replace colonial era currency and to assert Indonesia's economic sovereignty. Unfortunately, in areas still controlled by the Dutch, from 1947 to 1949, the Dutch circulated Nika money to replace Ori and to maintain their economic influence. This led to a dual financial system during the struggle for independence. After the Round Table Conference in December 1949, Indonesia, now the United States of Indonesia, Republik Indonesia Serikat, issued RIS money in January 1950. This currency was only used for 1 year. When Indonesia returned to unitary state, RIS money was replaced by the Indonesian rupiah. So in 1953, the government established Bank Indonesia as our central bank, replacing the Java Bank, making the Bank Indonesia rupiah as our official currency. Since then, the rupiah has been our only legal tender, marking a new era of national economic sovereignty.